Go ahead. Turn it up. It's the Record Machine Show with your host, Jimmy Howe.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from the band Wings of Steel, singer Leo Unnermark. Leo, how you doing?
How's it going, James?
It's going pretty good. How about you?
Cool. Yeah, I'm doing just fine, buddy. Thanks.
Awesome. Where are you at today?
So I'm sitting out here in cold-ass Sweden.
Oh, nice. Is that where you're from?
Originally, yeah. So I live here currently. I'm about to move out to Germany, though, just next week. So, yeah.
Now, tell me about your musical background. When did you first get involved in music?
Yeah, so for me, it started really, really early. One of my first childhood memories is just like sitting on top of my dad's shoulders, walking around in the living room, blasting vinyls. So it's always been around the household, honestly. I'm blessed to have been raised by my mom and my dad, who has excellent taste in music. So that's where it all began, you know. We were blasting old blues records, and it wasn't until I think I was around 12 or so I started playing guitar, wanted to become a guitar player. Mm-hmm. I kept playing for quite a while right there. And then coming into my teens, figured guitar playing, it wasn't really fun. I didn't have the patience, you know, so I decided I wanted to become the singer instead. Mm-hmm. Little did I know that it would require like even more patience at that point. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it started. And then, you know, I started playing with bands here in my hometown. Just a couple of small lineups. We did some acoustic shows, and then we had a Van Halen cover band, we did a Thin Lizzy cover band, all those sorts of things.
Very cool. Now, who are some of your biggest musical influences, and how have they shaped your sound, you think, or your style?
Like personally or with a band?
Personally.
So again, like growing up, you know, I was raised on a lot of blues, so like Walter Trout, Joe Bonamassa, but also rock music, like a lot of hard rock music, Joe Satriani, you know, Whitesnake, what else? Blue Murder, Judas Priest, Maiden, all those bands, right? So obviously, like, music has always been the thing that's been there. You know, you can always turn to when nothing else really goes the way you want. It was always there. And I found that love in music, you know, that unconditional love, which is, it just keeps on giving and giving, and you just give yourself into it, man. And it just keeps on growing, you know? Mm-hmm. So I will say too, in terms of the band, me and Parker, I'm sure we'll get to that in a minute, but we have a lot of shared influences which have then in turn shaped our sound.
Very cool. Now let's talk about the band. Tell me about them. When did you guys form, and who were the players?
Yeah. So, I moved to LA from Sweden, where I'm from, back in December of 2018. Went there to study music at Musicians Institute in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. And so going there, you know, I thought it'd be the, like back in the glory days, back in the 80s, you know, with the Sunset Strip and all the hair bands and everything like that. But, so I'm attending this school, which has like a lot of legacy, like players and singers have all attended this school. And it turns out I'm like one of the very, very few rocker dudes there. Mm-hmm. However, there's this one other dude walking around, got like long hair, got the leather, got the patches and all that. And so I see this guy walking around, and I remember it was April 20th, 2019. I found this dude on Instagram, and I sent him a message saying, dude, we should get together and jam. You know, we're like the only two rocker dudes here. It makes sense. And so I remember we met up and we were hanging outside of school and talking about like influences and like this music in general. And we really bonded over this band called Blue Murder. I never knew anyone who knew of that band. He never met anyone who knew of that band. We started talking, and it turns out he was looking to move into Hollywood because Parker, he's originally from Thousand Oaks, which is outside of LA. Mm-hmm. And so he was looking to move into Hollywood. And one of my roommates was at this time just moving out, right? So it came to be that Parker moved in with me and my other buddy in Hollywood. And from that point on, we just started, you know, writing music, me and him. That was 2019, yeah.
Very nice. Now, let's talk about the name. What's the story behind the name, Wings of Steel?
Yeah, so, you know, we made lists, and we tried all different like combinations, like animals and like colors and like feelings, and we tried to find a name so hard, and it just wouldn't come to us. And it wasn't until we like decided that, dude, like if we have to play without a name, then like, let's so be it. Anyway, so we were writing a bunch of tracks, and we were writing this one song we got, which is probably our most famous song right now, called Wings of Steel. And so we just finished the track. We were a little bit unsure of what to call it. We were either going to call it Shoot to Thrill, calling it Wings of Steel. And then I think Parker said to me, like, dude, that's like not a bad band name. And I'm like, dude, for sure that's taken by like some heavy ass kicking band back in the 80s, you know? And so we looked it up, and not really, man. It was like some band was called that at some point, but they weren't active, and like they didn't own the rights to the name. So yeah, we snagged it, and life's been good since.
Cool name. I love the logo as well. Great job on that.
Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, thank you.
Now, your latest album, Gates of Twilight, can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so it's interesting because since I'm from Sweden, I don't really have like a visa to be out in the U.S. So whenever I go over there, I'm on a tourist visa, which in turn means that I'm limited to being there for 90 days, and then I had to get out of there, or I'll be kicked out of there.
Right.
So I'm flying over to Parker. I guess this is, it's like early 2023, and we have like 2.5 months to come up with a full album, basically. So our plan is to write, 8 to 12 tracks, however many tracks we can in 10 weeks, basically, because then I got to be out of there. So I go there, we sit down, we start just writing whatever comes out, and yeah, we had 10 weeks. We wrote 10 tracks. We recorded 10 tracks, and then I was on my way, and we ended up with that album.
This podcast will feature 2 of your tracks, Liar in Love and Wings of Steel. What's the story behind the 2 songs?
So Liar in Love, it's funny because that's actually the last song we were working on from that album. We finished it off the same morning that Parker took me to the airport.
Nice.
And it ended up being the first track on the album. And, it's a pretty like mid-tempo, pretty like vintage hard rock kind of sound. Now we both totally love that song. It's got a lot of dynamics in the vocals. It's got great guitars, great riff, catchy, just a great song. We really dig it. Wings of Steel is actually off of our debut EP that we released in 2022. And yeah, that one is it's a pretty straightforward, like heavy metal tune, almost like new wave or British heavy metal styled. And it came to be, we sat down and we normally don't tend to decide on which type of track to write. Normally we just sit down, whatever comes out, but we wanted something that was a little more towards like Judas Priest, like that direction, that kind of song. Mm-hmm. And so Parker came up with that amazing riff, and it gave me a chance to just unleash some high-pitched vocals on top. And yeah, it ended up being one of the fan favorites for sure.
I could see why. Now, how do you go about composing a new song? Does the melody come first or the lyrics?
So I don't think there is one way in which we write. There's if you look at my phone, you'll find my notes, and in my notes you'll have like a million words and like poems and stuff like that. So sometimes I'll take from that. Sometimes Parker will have an instrumental, and we'll turn it into a song. Sometimes I'll have a riff, sometimes he'll have a riff, but it's not until we sit down together, usually in his childhood bedroom, and we put our heads together and work on all the aspects of the music together, and that's how you end up with the Wings of Steel sound for sure.
Awesome. Now, what's next for the band? Any upcoming projects or tours?
Yeah, so we're about to embark on a European tour, or I guess you could call it an expedition. The dates are kind of spread out, but it kicks off in Germany April 20th, and it's going to go all the way through what looks like June 1st. So that's going to be super exciting. The first time we'll get a chance to bring the music over to Europe. So definitely stay tuned for those dates. We're getting closer to announcing them. We're going to follow that up with shows in the U.S. later in summer. Hopefully that'll be a tour on its own. And then the last quarter of 2024 will be spending the rest of the year writing new material, recording music for Wings of Steel 3. Nice.
Now, do you guys have any music videos out?
We do, actually. We got 3 music videos, and then we got 1 lyric video, but no one really cares about those. So we have a music video for the song we were talking about, Wings of Steel. It's probably the one that did the best. It's a great music video. Then we have one for the track Garden of Eden, which is off of our latest full-length album. And then we have one for Leather and Lace, which is another song off of our latest album.
And that would all be on the Wings of Steel YouTube page, correct?
That's right, Wings of Steel.
Nice. Now, outside of music, do you have any hobbies or interests?
Yeah, so I think both me and Parker, we've been saying this since day one. When we're not playing the heavy metal, man, we're lifting it. So we both like to stay in shape and work out. I go to like a lot of yoga and like stay very active, basically. When I'm in Sweden, I try and hang out with friends, family, stuff like that. We have a big passion for cooking as well. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Wings of Steel cookbook like coming out at some point. I've probably got something to do with like chicken wings or something. I can see some branding coming in on that one.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Wings of Steel, cookbook or something, right?
Hell yeah.
Or Wings of Steel brew. Maybe you guys can brew your own beer.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's sky's the limit, man.
Do you like to drink beer or no?
So I've always been more of a wine person.
Okay.
The past couple of years, I haven't really touched a lot of alcohol, to be honest.
Yeah, well, it's probably not that great for the voice, right?
Yeah, everything in moderation. There are definitely singers who've been able to do pretty much whatever with their voices, and they've been fine. But we also know all these cases throughout history where vocalists have gone and messed up their voices in like 10 years time, and then they can't sing when they're like 50, 60, 70, whatever.
Right. When I was on Instagram a couple of weeks back, I had seen, I guess it was an ad for you guys. And I started checking you guys out, and I'm like, wow, these guys are cool. I got to have them on the show. And you got a lot of cool merch on your website. You want to give out that address?
Absolutely, man. Well, first and foremost, I'm glad that I'm guessing the Instagram promotion paid off, because we're trying some stuff out, and so I'm glad to see that you came across it. But yeah, so we launched a website earlier last year, and the address is wingsofsteelband.com. Mm-hmm. Pretty simple. We got the t-shirts, the hoodies, we got the CDs and the vinyls, and we're looking to add some more products pretty shortly. So yeah, definitely feel free to check that out.
Vinyl is really cool. I have a huge collection. I probably have over 1,000 albums easily.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, there's something special to be said for vinyls. When you have that, you have the artwork, you have all like the all the lyrics and all like the credits and everything, and just the smell of it, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now, is there anything you'd like to mention that we didn't talk about today?
I mean, like, you can find us on Instagram, right? Wings of Steel Band. Find us on Facebook, Wings of Steel. Any and all streaming platforms, really. Mention the website, and yeah, we're about to hit the road, Europe. So be on the lookout for that. Just give us one try. Put on one song, and if you're hooked, let us know where you came from. All right, let us know that James was the guy who got you tuned on to Wings of Steel.
That would be awesome, because that's how I got hooked. I found you guys on Instagram, so that ad definitely paid off for you.
That's great. That's great, man.
Awesome. Well, Leo, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show today. I really dig your band and your sound and your style, and I'm looking forward to hearing more great stuff from you in the future, especially that new album coming out at the end of next year.
Yeah, dude, thank you so much for having me. It's been great talking to you, and I'm also really excited for what the future has to bring. Hopefully we can chat again sometime in the future.
Definitely. Let's stay in touch. We're friends on Facebook. When that album's about to drop, please let me know. I'd love to have you back on, all right?
Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
All right, you enjoy the rest of the day, all right?
You as well, dude. Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Record Machine Show is a weekly radio podcast produced by Jimmy Hall Productions. All rights reserved. For information regarding distribution or adding this podcast to your website, please visit our contact page at therecordmachineshow.com to submit your request. Thanks for listening. See you next time on The Record Machine Show.
The Record Machine Show.